It is now my honor to introduce to you the Owls' new head coach, Coach Carl Pelini.
Thank you very much, Mary Jane, Craig, and Bob. I would like to start by recognizing Coach Schnellenberger, too. I'm the second head coach in the history of the university, and it's a great honor to be following a legend like Coach Schnellenberger. I know how difficult it is to administrate a program and to be in charge of a football program at the Division I level, but to begin it and start it from scratch and to get it to where it is today required countless hours of effort and a great commitment at his part, and we're all here in this room very indebted to his efforts, and I thank you for them, Coach. Going forth, I'm going to shoulder the responsibility for carrying on that torch. I'm excited for the challenge. As I said earlier to a group of boosters upstairs, I've prepared my entire life for this moment. From the moment that I graduated from college and began my career as a football coach, I was on this path. And there's only 120 Division I programs in the country. And I feel that I'm very fortunate to be one of the head coaches at a university that I looked at a month ago or 6 weeks ago, and as I considered a future in coaching here, knew that it had great potential. And when Bob said that they wanted me, I'm very proud of that, but truthfully, I wanted them. I wanted this university. I wanted this job because I saw a great deal of potential, a great community, a supportive administration, and you know, a Florida university with a great recruiting base. And I could go on and on about the great assets that Florida Atlantic has, and ones which I'm going to take advantage of and hopefully continue to build this program into one that the entire university community and the city of Boca Raton will be proud of. I want to say that my first commitment will always be to the university and to the student athletes that I serve. I had an opportunity to meet some of the team yesterday, very impressed with my first meeting, and we kind of got a little bit to the nuts and bolts of who I am as a football coach. As a football coach, I think my most important role is a continuation of the mission of the university at large. We want to turn out quality student athletes who are going to be great successes in life beyond their football career at Florida Atlantic. I look for, in any way I can, to help these young men become better people, better athletes, and better students. And I hope that any role and any endeavor we undertake helps them to achieve those three goals. There's going to be a culture of mutual trust developed between my coaching staff and the athletes that we deal with. And what I mean by that is they're going to know that no matter how demanding we are, that we all have the same goals in mind, and that we will never ask them to do anything that isn't in their best interests and to further, you know, their own growth as people. I'll care for my student athletes. We'll be very demanding, but we'll care about them and we'll take care of them just like the university at large cares and takes care of all of their students. I set out on this journey a long time ago in this career, 25 years ago, and I've worked through a lot of different levels to get where I am today. I've been a high school coach. I've been assistant high school coach. I've been a head freshman coach at the high school level. I've been an athletic director and head football coach at the high school level. I've been a graduate assistant 2 different times. I've been an assistant coach at the Division II level and the Division I level. I've been a coordinator at the Division I level. And all along the way, I've had many mentors that have taught me a lot about life and about football, how to conduct myself and how to be a professional, and most importantly, how to deal with young men and help them to achieve their potential. Along the way, I've been privileged enough to work for gentlemen like Bill Snyder, Bob Stoops, my brother Bo Pelini, who is as good a football coach as I've ever seen, Coach Tom Osborne, Coach Frank Solich, and too many other gentlemen that I could go on and on with the guys who have been great mentors for me. I've been a sponge throughout my career. I've always looked at my future and where I wanted to be and what my goals were, and I knew that I could take a little bit from every person that I worked for and learn from them and prepare myself for this moment when I was not only going to be a head football coach, but the administrator of an overall program. I'm ready to take on this task. I'm ready to take this university and this football program to the next level. I'm excited about the support that we have around here. I'm excited about our opportunities and where we're headed as a football program. And I'm prepared that when I leave this press conference, I'm going to head back over to my office and I'm going to hit the ground running and running hard. And we're going to do everything we can. And we're going to work very hard to take this program to another level. Again, I appreciate this opportunity. I understand the responsibility that comes along with it, and I just want to promise everybody in this room that I'm up to the task. Thank you.
Thank you, Bo. We just wanted to make sure that we introduced you the right way and gave you an official FAU hat that you could begin your duties with right away. So.
Now you'll recognize. Craig said he didn't recognize me the first time he met me because he was so used to seeing me on TV with the hat on. So here you go.
We will have some breakout sessions with reporters, but if some of you guys and gals would like to ask questions of Coach Pelini, boosters as well, please feel free.
First order of business is to get a staff in place. I've already begun doing that, but that'll really move forward pretty quickly in the next few days. And then to hit the trail recruiting shortly after that. So I plan on being in my first high schools probably in the next 48 hours on the recruiting trail.
Any coaches to announce at this point?
No, I don't. I just officially signed my contract not that long ago, and I didn't know if I had the authority yet to actually make those hires. So that's something that we're going to go back and visit with right now.
I know this might be a long shot, but connection to Nebraska, could we see you play Nebraska? Would you ever consider talking to your brother in the school about playing them?
I think they're already on the schedule, right, for 2014. So that gives me 3 years to get the house in order and get ready to go up there.
You said you wanted FAU. How do you think you convinced them that you were the guy? What did you do?
I was myself. I don't know. I shared with Craig my vision of the program. I shared with him my philosophy, which was 25 years in the writing. I wrote that philosophy almost 20 years ago for the first time when I was applying for a high school coaching job. And I've continued to work on that each year. At the end of each season, I spend time looking at it, considering what I think are the important things in my position and my job and in dealing with young men, and just continued to revamp it with the more experience I had. And I shared that philosophy and that vision with Craig, and was very fortunate that I had a risk taker who was willing to take a risk on a guy like me. It's not uncommon in college athletics today for athletic directors to simply look at head coaches or former head coaches, because you know exactly what you're getting, and they have a history there that you can look at. But it takes a visionary to look at a guy like me and say, I know he can do the job, and I know he's up to it, and we can work together and do great things at this university. And I'm very much indebted to Craig. And as he says, now we're attached at the hip, and I don't intend on letting him down.
And what is that philosophy? Can you enlighten us?
The philosophy starts with, and if I could put it in just a few words, is building a culture of excellence. And when I say that, I talked to the young men yesterday about conducting themselves, every decision, everything they do in their daily life, doing it as well as they can do in 3 areas: in their personal life, in their educational life, and in their athletic life. And in providing those young men with guidance on how to do that, and being there for them and helping them do that. Because one thing I do know is this: I do know that you cannot flip on a switch on Saturday afternoon and be a man of character and do those things on Saturday and be someone that your teammates can trust and your coaches can trust on Saturday if you're not conducting yourself that way 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the idea behind the entire program, is to build quality young men, trustworthy young men, guys, the idea of team, the idea of family, and using that as a stepping stone to building a quality football program.
Jim?
I have 3 children. My wife Kelly is back in Nebraska. I have 3 children. Nicole is a junior in high school. Danielle is a sophomore in high school, and Dominic is a 6th grader. My family, I have 3 sisters and 4 brothers as well. One other brother, Bo, is in the coaching profession, and I have 6 other brothers and sisters who think they're coaches and who tell me about all the things that I do wrong after every game. Trust me. So.
Coach, what was the final decision to come down here? Was it the sun, the beach, or the good fishing out in the ocean?
It was none of those things. It was, you know, when you're in my position, you look at all the possible coaching opportunities that are out there, and you have your own way of evaluating them. And ultimately, what you want is a supportive administration. You want a school that has the resources to provide you with the resources that you're able to succeed. And you want a great recruiting base accessible to you. And as I looked at a lot of potential jobs over the last few years, I had decided that this was the one that I thought offered everything you needed to be successful at this level, and the one that was kind of a sleeping giant and ready to take off. So especially with the new stadium and the facilities around here and the excitement around town about the program, there was no other job that I wanted to go after. This was the one. But even then, you weren't sure you're going to get it, you know. And threw my weight into it and just tried to reach out to Craig and educate him as much as possible on what my vision for the program was, and hope in the end that he decided I was the right man for the job.